tops in the conference.
Robinson's numbers through his time here at Oregon State.
And look, you know, he hasn't had the kind of success over these past 6 years that he wanted, but this program is moving in the right direction. This team wins a game or two from this point on. They have an excellent chance, I believe, to get into the NIT. If they sweep Arizona and Arizona State, they finish 9-9. As tough as this conference is, who knows what the conversation will be on Selection Sunday.
And there's Sean Miller. He knows he's going to the big dance. His goal, be a #1 seed. And we'll talk more about the #1 seeding a little bit later, Marcus. It's more than just being a #1 seed. It's being the #1 seed of the #1 seeds.
#1 overall, but #1 seeds have gotten to the Final Four since 1985, 41% of the time. So you can understand how important that seeding is for your chances to win a national championship.
There's Nelson with the ball. Moreland. Very active defensively. His offensive numbers not so great, and he misses his first attempt. Rebound by Tarczewski. Outlet, here's York. Bounce ball, fake. Johnson backs out. Gordon, jumper, got it, 2-0 Arizona.
Freshman Aaron Gordon out of San Jose is so tough on the interior. When he's got that mid-range jumper working, he is impossible to defend. He's so quick in terms of his first step and just explosion like crazy.
Moreland has to kick it out. The big man Brandt, he will step back and drop it from 3. Hand off, Nelson. Moreland with the follow won't go, and nice save, and it'll go back to Arizona. Good work there by Nick Johnson.
Nick Johnson has had to play 3 different positions. Sometimes he'll play the point guard when T.J. McConnell with the basketball now is out of the game. Once Brandon Ashley went down, he's had to play a lot of threes, playing the 3 spot now with Gabe York in the starting lineup.
York has now started 4 of the last 5 games. Here he is with the ball and quickly gets it out from the pocket. Back to the freshman Gordon. Johnson, the jumper. And he has all 5 of Arizona's points.
But T.J. McConnell, the first true point guard since Sean Miller has been in Tucson, and he is a distribution guy first, even though his aggressiveness to score has risen since Ashley's gone down, but he's still a pass-first guy. You'll never play with a guy like that.
Brandt double-teamed and coughs it up for the first turnover of the game.
This defense of Arizona, #1 in adjusted defensive efficiency by a guy that I live and die by, Ken Pomeroy, the Ken Pom stats, and you can see why they are so aggressive. Kind of a pack line defense similar to Virginia, Dick Bennett at Washington State, Wisconsin several years ago.
They are 5th in the nation in scoring defense, only allowing a shade over 58 a game. Forward, and that one goes in and out. Rebound goes to the Beavers. Here's Hollis Cook, the freshman from Jersey, pushing it up. Nelson trying to find a seam. Moreland bodied off, backs out.
They're always one of the tops in the country, Arizona, at the 3-point line in terms of defense, and 41% inside the 3-point line for 4th in the nation. So it's just tough to score any place on the court against Arizona.
Nelson gets another chance. We're going to call a jump ball on that one. Possession arrow favors the Wildcats, so it's tough sledding early on here for the Beavers.
And you can see why Arizona's so effective defensively. Roberto Nelson going to make a nice move middle. There's Caleb Tarczewski, Mount Zeus, 7'1", 240 pounds, just presenting himself as a red uniform wall to shoot over.
A slew of pregame defensive drills by Arizona kind of sets the early tone for them before they even tip off activity. And Tarczewski, bang!
And that's where he's improved his athleticism.
Timeout, Oregon State after the 7-0 opening run here by the Wildcats.
Oregon State at 30.
Arizona, #3 in the land. Great start here in Corvallis. They're up 7-0.
It's time to expect more from a luxury vehicle. With the stunning and innovative Lexus ES. Get great offers on your favorite Lexus models during the Command Performance Sales event. This is the pursuit of perfection.
America's talking about our best pizza yet, the all-new Hand Tossed. Well, we hear you, America, and to return the love, we're bringing back our 10 any pizza deal. For a limited time, that's any pizza, any crust, any toppings, even specialties for $10. Pizza Hut. Make it great.
Craig Robinson called the timeout after falling behind 7-0. The message in that huddle has to be what, Marcus?
We need some points. So Devon Collier, get in with your magenta shoes and
your headband.
And your headband, and give me some point production. 10 of 11 games, he's been in double figures, had a 23-point game against UCLA. They're going right to him. They need points.
Here's Collier backing in. Tough shot. First one won't go. Gets a board and a foul and the bucket. That's some good coaching.
That's some excellent coaching. Get in there and get me something. And let's not mess around offensively. Let's go right into Devon Collier in his office, that left side short corner. He's got great footwork, nice little jab step, and then great job of kind of sticking to it after Tarczewski thwarts the first effort.
Tarczewski with the foul. Collier, the lefty, converts the three-point play. Program like Arizona, Marcus, you cannot afford to let them get too far ahead, particularly early on.
They do a great job taking care of the basketball. But Oregon State in their 1-3-1 press with the 6'10" Eric Moreland out top.
York from three off target. Moreland the rebound. He is a rebound machine. He will hunt that ball down from almost any position. Collier.
Oregon State's been playing a lot more man-to-man, but they've got to continue to mix up their defenses against Arizona.
Nelson wide open. It's a one-point game.
Made buckets. Show him the 1-3-1 again. You got time to set it up.
Patience by Arizona offensively, and a block from behind by Moreland. Yeah, always have to know where Moreland is. Always. A 7-0 start by Arizona. But the Beavers have rallied to pull within one.
I mean, he's just carving this ball club apart right now.
Big strikeout for the left-hander.
Same thing each and every inning.
Retirement solutions from New York Life can help you keep good going.
Nice sandwich.
Sometimes you don't want to get fried. The charbroiled, not fried codfish sandwich at Carl's Jr. and Hardee's.
Volkswagen has the most vehicles on the road with over 100,000 miles. That's the power of German engineering.
The Big East Tournament, only on America's new sports network, Fox Sports 1.
They say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. But this March, what happens in Vegas is broadcast across the nation. Pac-12 basketball is returning to Bright Lights Big City. Dominant powerhouses, rising stars, unwavering rivals. 4 days, 11 nationally televised games. March 12th to 15th at the MGM Grand Garden Arena. It's a no-holds-barred shootout in America's most exciting city. This is Pac-12 basketball.
NASCAR's best drivers battle it out at the Diamond in the Desert. The Cobalt 400, Sunday at 2:30 on Fox.
7-0 start by Arizona, followed by a 6-0 run from the Beavers. 7-6 here early on in the first half. Tomorrow, Big East Hoops presented by New York Life returns. It's a doubleheader. Number 6 Villanova versus Xavier. That one followed by Butler and DePaul. Coverage begins 6:30 Eastern, right here on Fox Sports 1 and on your mobile device, courtesy of Fox Sports Go. You take a look at the conference champions already. There's Arizona. They've already wrapped up Pac-12. Villanova, they own a share of the Big East title right now. A win tomorrow on FS1 versus Xavier, and they would claim the Big East outright regular season-wise. And again, the Big East Conference Tournament live on Fox Sports 1 coming your way next week. Coverage of the Pac-12 tournament also here on FS1. So a great start by Arizona State. What's changed for them since that 7-0 run, Marcus?
Well, offensively, Oregon State has been able to get a couple of buckets going straight through Devon Collier. Now, Oregon State has had an opportunity to set up their 1-3-1 trap, and Arizona's handled it okay, but when you've got Eric Moreland, the 6'10" cleanup guy on that back line, I mean, Nick Johnson had a pretty much uncontested layup, he thought, until Moreland blocked his shot. So just tougher defense on the part of Oregon State. Playing more inspired basketball.
Some zone here by Oregon State. And Sean Miller preaching to his troops today. Almost reverse goes, and that one will for Arizona. First bucket there for Rondé Hollis-Jefferson, who comes in off the bench. But Miller preaching patience when Oregon State goes to the zone. Working around, don't take that first shot. Don't take that first three you see either. Brant, some bodies up in the air, and that'll be a foul.
Angus Brant, very highly skilled player, but Aaron Gordon, again, the freshman, Midi High School, trying to go to the other side of the rim, had two defenders converge on him, left no one on the weak side to box out Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. And Rondé Hollis-Jefferson, I love him. Now, he says he never heard of Stacey Augmon. He's been compared to Stacey Augmon as a defensive player. He's like, who is Stacey Augmon? I'll let him go on that one because he plays with so much energy and intensity at the defensive end of the floor and will get you the garbage hoops that helps you win games around the offensive glass.
That got your old school ire up, didn't it?
Yeah, man. Come on. Do some research, man. Don't. If you don't know, ask somebody. That's what we used to say back in the day. You never heard that, right? If you don't know, now you know. Having a cool Mo D flashback sitting here. How you like me now? Again, man-to-man pressure. I thought they would start out in 1-3-1, but now straight man-to-man. Craig Robertson, you got to keep mixing up the defense, keep the Wildcats as off balance as possible.
Gabe York, the sophomore from West Covina, California, hands it off. Here's Johnson. Wide open triple. Hollis-Jefferson too strong. Collier with the board. He averages 5.7 a game. Hollis Cook really needs to pick it up offensively. Had a woeful outing Sunday at UCLA, just 1 of 11 from the floor. 3 points, 5 turnovers in 33 minutes.
Yeah, that's just the 5th three-point try for Rondé Hollis-Jefferson in Pac-12 play. That's the shot you want Arizona to take.
Brant not afraid to drop it from deep. That one goes in and out. Loose ball, and it'll be a foul on Moreland. That'll be his first.
When you're on defense, if you're an Arizona big, you've really got to focus on boxing out Eric Moreland. You cannot lose contact with him. You see him on the weak side of the board, and I thought just two guys going for a 50-50 ball. There was some contact, but I think contact on the part of both players.
Second team foul on the Beavers.
And he went through a 12-game suspension. Moreland, he gets his head together. That's the main thing with him in terms of playing basketball beyond the collegiate level.
He's Oregon State's all-time leading shot blocker, 176. He had 3 versus UCLA Sunday, and a turnover. Cook with the quick hands. He'll go the distance and get it to roll. And the Beavers with their first lead.
Again, you've seen zone from Oregon State. You've seen 1-3-1 half-court pressure. You've seen pretty solid man-to-man defense.
Jordan Mays, that one won't go. Moreland elevates for the rebound, and then is stripped. Mays gets it back. Johnson from 3. Money!
And Nick was really working on that three-point ball with his brother, Chris Johnson, who was a walk-on at Arizona, and he has really improved his shot. He's taken the hitch out of his shot that he had his first year and part of his sophomore year. A lot more fluid release and motion and rotation, therefore, on the jump shot from Nick Johnson.
Johnson with 6 points. We're calling offensive.
Wow. Kevin Brill, the center official.
I'm trying to figure that one out.
Wow.
Help me out, Marcus.
Well, I can't. That's not a good call. And
my eyes saw Mays just run over Brant.
If Brant was moving, now you can justify a foul on the screen.
I know it's a tough job, Marcus. Don't get me wrong. I love the guys in stripes.
Yeah, me too.
But
the only thing I can say, maybe Brant tried to sell it too much and gave a little bit too much once the contact was initiated. That's no excuse for that kind of call, though.
Hollis Jefferson. Johnson, little buddy jumper. Won't go. And another second chance opportunity here for the Cats.
Talk about a nose for the basketball. Rondé Hollis Jefferson.
Little rifle of the pass, too strong for the Wildcats. Hustling down, saved by the Beavers. Collier is fouled. Oh, there's some aggression going on right now.
A lot of aggression, a lot of posing till closing on the part of both teams, and this is what you want to see. I mean, you want to keep it clean, obviously, but watch Hollis cook.
Hit the mahogany.
Get down there and buff that mahogany. And then Devin Collier does a nice job of just drawing the contact, and he's kicked all up in the head.
Yeah, and Hollis Jefferson pushing Nelson.
Headband all askew, and yeah, pushing on Nelson.
Coach has got his coat off.
Jumping out
he looks like you with the coat off.
Jumping out the coat. Oh.
A chance for Collier here to tie things up.
It's cracking in Corvallis. You know, the Oregon State team, they made a video to try and promote this game, these next two games, final games of the season, especially Collier, Nelson, Brant, the seniors, and they wanted a raucous crowd. They wanted a big turnout. 1 out of 2, I guess, ain't bad. I mean, the place is about 60% filled, so
it's like LA out here in Corvallis, late arriving crowd.
It's a decent crowd, but they're into it though. They're making it up by the noise and the boisterousness.
Collier with the team high 5 since coming off the bench. Here's Mays. Oregon State is energized right now. You can really feel it.
1-3-1 trap has got the Wildcats a little bit flummoxed.
Oh, nice interior pass. And Gomez will be whistled for the foul.
Yeah, Daniel Gomez from Senegal. He's a story. Missed a couple of years with some bad surgeries on a broken leg. Inserted a rod that snapped on him. But right there, and there's a traveling violation that Caleb Tarczewski got away with. A little bit of a shuffle before he went up for the dump try.
Tarczewski, the native of Claremont, New Hampshire. Don't get a lot of New Hampshire players playing D1 ball at the highest level.
I'm trying to rack my brain to think if I can think of another one, but Tarczewski's really benefited from the addition of Joseph Blair, great big man from Arizona. He has taken on Tarczewski as his pet project, and he's finishing a lot stronger, staying on balance, playing through contact a lot more effectively, and that's one of the areas that Joseph Blair, when you got a big guy like Tarczewski, you need a big coach, and Blair is about 6'10", 260, so he can beat him up and get the pad out and knock him around a little bit. Can't have one of these little guys out there trying to push your big around like an ant on the elephant.
Tarczewski to the bench, he has 4 points. Matt Korchet checks in. Malcolm Duvivier on the court for the Beavers. Collier chases it down, puts it back up, and won't get it to go, but he'll go to the line. Back and forth affair, physical and emotional tonight in Corvallis. Oregon State still feels they got a chance for some postseason hoops. Arizona hunting that #1 seed. Cats up 2.
The Lexus CT Hybrid, with an EPA estimated 42 mpg combined. The further you go, the more interesting it gets. Get great offers on your favorite Lexus models during the Command Performance Sales Event. This is the pursuit of perfection.
America's talking about our best pizza yet, the all-new Hand Tossed. Well, we hear you, America, and to return the love, we're bringing back our 10 any pizza deal. For a limited time, that's any pizza, any crust, any toppings, even specialties for $10. Pizza Hut, make it great.
How could switchgrass in Argentina change engineering in Dubai, aluminum production in South Africa, and the aerospace industry in the U.S.? At T. Rowe Price, we understand the connections of a complex global economy. It's just one reason over 75% of our mutual funds beat their 10-year Lipper average. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence. Request a prospectus or summary prospectus with investment information, risks, fees, and expenses to read and consider carefully before investing.
It's a Big East season-ending triple-header on Fox Sports 1. Featuring rivals, number 6 Villanova hosting Georgetown. Part of a Big East triple-header, Saturday at noon on Fox Sports 1.
Humans. Even when we cross our T's and dot our I's, we still run into problems. Namely, other humans. Which is why at Liberty Mutual Insurance, auto policies come with new car replacement and accident forgiveness if you qualify. See what else comes standard at libertymutual.com. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Responsibility. What's your policy?
I've been a working stuntman for 25 years now. Definitely not about glory or showing off. It's about making the impossible possible.
Take a look now at our AT&T Impossible feat. The 97 Arizona Wildcats. They won the school's first and only championship, and Marcus, they did it in impressive fashion, taking down Kansas, North Carolina, and Kentucky on their title run, becoming the only team in tournament history to defeat 3 #1 seeds.
And my favorite moment when Bennett Davison came over to ZonaOsu and messed up his hair. Just took that silver mane loose and got it all over the place. But Miles Simon was the most outstanding player in that Final Four. He had played with my son Chris on traveling teams, AAU teams, since they were 12, 13 years old. And he was the one guy that you would not expect to excel on that level. But he did a great job in terms of developing himself as a player, and brought the Natty, the national championship, the Natty, home to Tucson.
And that's the resume of Sean Miller and Arizona right now. There are only 2 losses at California, at Arizona State, both of them close affairs.
I mean, Cal, Brandon Ashley, a small forward who I just love, 6'8", terrific athlete, improved jump shot. He went down early in that Cal game. They lose, and then lose a double overtime game to Arizona State in Tempe, in-state rival. So you know, those are 2 quality losses, as they say.
McConnell, jumper, too strong. Beavers break out. Duvivier finds a seam, goes left, goes glass. They're tied at 14.
I like this Canadian, Malcolm Duvivier, great body, and right there, a nice job of weaving and winding his way to the bucket.
2 lead changes and now 2 ties.
And now 2-3, straight zone, no matchup principles, but just a straight zone for Oregon State.
Ooh, almost picked off by Duvivier.
You know, by the time Arizona recognizes, now we got 14 on the shot clock. Now the pressure to get a quality shot has intensified.
Gordon is blocked. Johnson, too strong. Tarzuski can't get it. Officials say last touch by the Beavers. 4 on the shot clock.
Talking to assistant coach Doug Stewart of Oregon State, he was telling me that a missed shot is part of Arizona's offense. They do a great job of attacking the offensive glass between Gordon, Rondae Hollis, Jefferson, Tarzuski with his length. Even Nick Johnson at 6'3", 6'4", is so quick off his feet with a 40-plus inch vert.
Almost wonderful tip-in. Gordon unable to get that. Another chance for some second chance points for Arizona. Won't happen. Or will it? It will, and then maybe almost an and one. Strong take there by Hollis Jefferson. How about the little scoop pass there?
Yeah, nice job. But Craig Robinson exhorting his team to attack the basketball, attack the body of the bigs for Arizona. I mean, you give a team 4 or 5 possessions, 4 or 5 shots at the basket, nothing but bad things will happen for
you. Last night, you and I were in Eugene watching Oregon, big win at Arizona State. And Jason Calise had an interesting ritual for the free throw shot. Watch this little shimmy shake here by Hollis Jefferson. Woo.
Yeah, well, Jason Police is shooting above 80%. So I'll give him a pass on it. Rodney Hollis Jefferson.
You got to respect the shimmy shake, though, Marcus. I think you enjoyed it.
Well, get it above 62%, and I'll give it more respect.
There's Nelson goes glass. Beavers back on top.
Aesthetically pleasing, but productive.
Nelson now with 5. He and Collier, top scorers for Oregon State tonight. Third lead change we've had already.
Arizona attacking this zone, this 2-3 zone out of a 1-3-1 set.
Tarzewski lost it, and a turnover.
And that's part of the problem that Caleb Tarzewski's had. I mean, as muscular as he appears to be, if I had to guess without knowing, I'd say he was up around 250, 260. He's actually only 235. And a lot of that lack of strength in the lower body. So he can get bumped off balance a lot easier than what it appears looking at his physique.
He's got an NBA physique.
Yeah, upper body.
Above the waist.
Upper body. A little light in the wallet area, lower body.
Nothing wrong with being light in the wallet. There's Nelson with 5. He gets immediate attention from the Wildcats defensively. Follows his own miss. That one won't go. Tarzewski the rebound. McConnell trying to push things up. Outlet. York. Triple.
Bang.
Got it. And another lead change. Wildcats back on top by 1.
Gabe York, the designated zone buster, along with Elliott Pitts for Arizona, who comes off the bench.
Nelson. Brandt from 3. Tarzewski with the board. Connell, junior from Pittsburgh, started every game. Oh, what a block by Brandt. And then picked off by Johnson. And he draws the foul on Brandt.
That's
Johnson,
a hard foul.
A little slow to get up here.
Yeah, I mean, that's a hard foul. And you know, if you're Angus Brandt, you don't want to get dunked on. You don't want to give up the 2 points easily. So you're going at him pretty aggressively. But this is the second time that Oregon State has made a good defensive play only to give up the ball on the turnover. Now here comes Angus Brandt. As a matter of fact, he got him on the initial contact. I think kind of reaching in. So no need to look at video monitors if you're the officials. Completely accidental on the part of Angus Brandt. Good hard foul.
First foul on Brandt.
Now this could be the ball. Collier returning for the Beavers, replacing Lexington.
Here's a look at the play once again. Yeah, get started with the little elbows, right?
Yeah, might have just grazed him at the beginning.
They're trying to sell it.
Johnson, 77% free throw shooter.
Averaged 25 a game as a senior at Findlay Prep. That's a live prep school in Las Vegas and Henderson, Nevada, as a matter of fact. After 2 years of regular school at Highland High School in Gilbert, Arizona. Nephew of Dennis Johnson, his dad, Jumpin' Joey Johnson from Arizona State, a 53-inch vert.
Jumpin' Joey's son, Nick, leading all scorers with 8.
I once saw Jumpin' Joey jump over a player and dunk when he was at Danny High School, but that's a whole story. I digress.
I actually heard a great Jumpin' Joe story today. He once held the world record for highest rim dunk.
Yeah.
Set it in Atlantic City, 11 feet 6 inches.
11'6", yep. In Moscow, Idaho, there's a tavern with a nail about 11'11" from the floor. He's one of the few guys, he and Gus Johnson, who were able to touch that nail.
How about Duvivier?
Talking about touching the nail. Malcolm Duvivier blasts by the nail at the free throw line and gets himself up in the cup.
Tarzewski working on Brandt, 1 point game. Head fake.
That's nice.
Gets it to go.
That's nice. So few big men know how to use that offhand in that kind of a situation. They get themselves in an awkward position and bring the basketball back with the right hand, get it blocked.
Tarzewski with 6. Brandt trying to go right back at him. That one is short. Strong rebound by Gordon. Johnson. Oh, blocked by Moreland. The call goaltending. That is a goaltending that is going to linger in the brains of the Wildcats, though.
High wire act by both players. Nick Johnson was up there in the middle of the square, And then Eric Moreland gets up even higher and blocks it twice. Left hand, right hand.
I'd like to take
Slap,
Moreland to that tavern in Moscow, Idaho.
Slap, slap. Yeah, he may get the nail too.
He'll have a good look at it, I'll tell you that. Alice Cook back on the floor, gets it down to Moreland. Moreland backing his way in and fouled on the shot by Johnson. Arizona trying to create a little bit of a breathing space here. They're up 5, 7:55 to go in the first.
What 8 grams of protein looks like when you're getting the most out of yourself and out of life. Start your day with the power of protein. Milk Life.
Gotta run. Gotta run. Gotta run. Gotta run.
Okay, big life moment here. Little Jack's finally ditching the training wheels and hopping on a big boy bike. Wait a second. This is the ride of his life. We can do better than an 8-megapixel picture. That's what I'm talking about. A full HD 13-megapixel camera with drama shot. Attaboy, Jack. This ride just got 4 times sweeter. I think we know which one of these photos is going to Grampy and Nana. The full HD 13-megapixel Galaxy S4 with drama shot.
At Continental Tire, this is our testing ground. It's where we discover the limits of tire technology, so you won't have to. Whatever you love to do, Continental Tire makes it possible. Continental Tire, the official tire of IMSA.
Arizona's biggest lead of the night, 7 points when they shot out to a 7-0 start. The advantage right now, 5 in favor of the third-ranked Wildcats. Johnson already in double figures. He has 10. Still looks like he's feeling the effects of that elbow he took a while ago from Brandt.
Yeah, he took a shot to the jaw, so I'm sure he was a little shook up from that. Now for Oregon State, this lineup is a lineup that they aren't particularly fond of when you've got Moreland, Collier, and Brandt on the floor at the same time. The ball handling is a little bit suspect. That's why I guess DeVivier is out there alongside Hollis Cook now.
Berto Nelson about to check back in. Moreland just a 54% free throw shooter. You see why, but kept alive. And Brandt, kind of like the tetherball slap off of Moreland, who's unable to corral it. So Nelson checks back in. DeVivier heads to the bench for Oregon State. Oregon State, they have given up kind of these game-ending runs, be it in the first half or the second half. And Arizona's kind of threatening one of those right now. Time for a defensive stand and a turnover, and the Beavers do just that.
Well, the 1-3-1 has been really good for Oregon State. And you've had active hands. You got Eric Moreland at 6'10", spearheading that defense. It's awful tough to see over with his length.
Brandt, reverse.
Shades of Dr. J back in the... Just kidding.
Whoa, Marcus. How much Dutch Brothers coffee did you have today?
Yeah. Nice job, though, Angus Brandt taking it to the opposite side of the board.
Brandt with 4, Arizona. Oh, that's a hard take.
That's got to be an offensive foul. You got to...
Now they're going to call it. Blocking by Brandt.
Well, here's Angus Brandt on the baseline. Nice job. Hey, that looks like Dr. J gets Mark Landsberger. Just kind of hold that thing outside. And there's Brandt. Yeah, I guess he was sliding a bit. Didn't really establish position. He was outside of the restricted arc, but feet were still kind of shuffling as he made contact with Rondé Hollis-Jefferson. And the rules have have been altered this year. Once a guy goes into his motion to attack the basket, you have to be absolutely set. There's that little shimmy shake that you like.
Grant with 2 fouls, so he'll check out. Olaf Schoftenar comes in for Coach Robinson. Grant will sit down with 4 points, no rebounds, 2 fouls.
When you talk about the runs that have hurt Oregon State and kind of dangerously on the precipice of what happening here. You know, Roberto Nelson, where have you been? With Devon Collier on the baseline, you got to make sure you get a good shot because Arizona's about to batten down the hatches defensively.
Nelson with 5 points, 2 of 5 from the floor. Moreland able to pull that one in. Nice little wraparound ball by Collier. Cook.
That's great defense. But that's the Arizona version of pack line defense.
Johnson gets the better of it. It's a tough little running floater, and that'll drop for him. He has a dozen.
Little shot put. First guy I saw do that effectively was Michael Adams, diminutive point guard in the NBA out of Boston College. But you hit that in-between float, a little shot put shot. Now everybody's doing it.
Collier. Nelson. Trying to draw a foul on Johnson. Tough jumper. Too strong. Moreland. Nelson follows it up, but a whistle before he can get it off. And that'll be an Arizona foul, their 6th team foul.
But you see how hard Roberto Nelson is working for everything he gets, and that's Nick Johnson. It's team defense. It's pack line. It's help principles. Pack line defense was started by Dick Bennett when he was at the University of Wisconsin, Green Bay in the early 80s. They're about to play Cal and Jason Kidd and basically kind of forced Kidd to beat him with 3-point shots and wound up blowing Cal out in one of the major upsets in NCAA history when they used it at Washington State, both Dick Bennett, Tony Bennett. And now Arizona is using some of those principles.
Tarzewski with 2 fouls. He'll check out. Ditto for Johnson. T.J. McConnell. Aaron Gordon come in for Arizona.
We'll talk to Emmanuel Book Richardson, the assistant coach, one of the many great assistants for Sean Miller. And they used it extensively at Xavier, got to the Elite 8 using that pack line defensive philosophy.
Nelson with a team high 7. Hands it off to McConnell. McConnell, too strong. Moreland couldn't bring it in. And they'll go back to Oregon State. Tarzewski on the bench, ditto Nick Johnson. Still kind of working the left side of his face is Johnson.
And Arizona is already tough on point of attack defense here. Another turnover, one of the issues for Oregon State all season long.
Collier trying to lock it in Schoftenar, and there's a lock gone wrong as well. Nelson too over-aggressive on the dribble. Has to slow things down. Schoftenar to the Pac-12's leading scorer.
Well, you better clear it out and go some ISO, I think, for Devin Collier.
Moreland finds contact. That one won't go.
You haven't struggled.
Arizona with numbers. Pitts.
You're struggling if you're Oregon State. Just go back to basics.
Jumper, good. York.
It's the offensive futility of the Beavers right now that is becoming their undoing at this stage of the game.
Right now, it is Roberto Nelson versus Collier. Obviously a great option as well, but
I mean, you try to take advantage of a mismatch, Schoftenar against Elliott Pitts.
Moreland lowered his head.